Good morning.
Wala.
Morning.
Yakit Janet. Gwena.
Mm.
Halitos. Yo.
Kikadoos.
Mariwa ka. Hansti Hunterish. Wala.
Buenamonte.
Kunamante. Good morning. Good morning. Coming live from 1950 South Shepherd here in El Reno, El Ghetto. Hope everybody's having a good morning. How's your morning going?
Going all right, man. I mean, doing been doing grant stuff, trying to find us that little extra cash flow so we can get some things accomplished. So it's been an eventful morning already.
Sounds fun.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you were here for it. I'm glad you were here for it, Barry. I am
Yeah,
very excited
yeah.
for you.
Turn that speaker this way. You can still be footrest, but turn it this way. There we go. Got to get
Now it's not
the
as comfortable.
aesthetics going. Got to get the aesthetics going. Well, how was your weekend? Did you go to Weatherford?
No, I did not.
You didn't? Did anybody go to Weatherford?
No, Terry did. Yeah, our sisters in the Gordon
Oh,
clan were there.
okay. All right.
Yeah,
Good deal. Mado, Mado.
yeah.
Well, I still got my eye thing going on, so I ain't much help.
I spent I spent time in prayer for you on Saturday, so
Aho, aho.
that was my Saturday.
Well, we had a sweat yesterday in Gary. My brother Craig came over, ran it. Real thankful for my sister Heather and her husband George, my brother-in-law. To sponsor. The meal. I mean, we had a real good meal. It was pretty good. Nat made her grape dumplings. It's pretty awesome. I mean, but just what I was telling Darian earlier is, I've been looking at ways to grow my connection with the creator. That's been one of my goals is how can I grow my connection with the creator? And it seems like he put something in front of me that I can only depend on him for. Something that only he has the power to help me with. And just that complete faith in Mahio, that complete faith in the creator, the great mystery. I truly believe, that I'm gonna get better, and it's gonna be through him. So I mean, it's just it's a difficult time. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say that sometimes I don't get scared, of the possibility. But I've lived in that fear for so long. Good morning, brother Drew.
I think it's a good first step
Yeah,
because and a lot of people don't have that realization. It's the realization and to know that hey, you know what, this is happening. I'm not in control.
yeah,
God is in control, and only through Him and my perseverance and my patience am I going to get through whatever the
yeah,
situation is that I'm going through. So it's
yeah,
good. I'm proud of you,
yeah, man. I
and
mean,
you're learning a lot.
and it's just from I just realized that yesterday. Like wow, like I'm really in this position, Stongo David, Stongo. I'm in this position where I have nothing but my faith to rely on, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm good with that. Whereas before in my addiction, man, I would have done hung it up. I would have done said my life's over with.
yeah,
Let me go ahead and just do this world a favor. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that's the kind of mentality that I used to have. So today, when something like this, I think about something like this happening in my life, and the creator has allowed me to have that realization, that he is the answer. I there's no need for me to live in fear. I've lived that way too long, and I know what the result of that's going to be.
Right.
So, just being able to put my faith where my fear used to live. I mean, it just gives me this comfort that I never had before.
Yep.
It's just that love and peace, that money can't buy.
So instead of living a fear-driven life, you're now living a
A
faith-driven
faith
life.
based
Yeah.
faith based life, and I love it. I truly believe in our ways. I truly believe in my culture. I truly believe that the way of my ancestors is what got me here. Without their sacrifices and everything they had to go through, I don't think I would be here today.
Hmm.
So, just having that perspective, I mean, has helped me in so many ways. Had that sweat yesterday, and I just felt so good. And my brother Craig came over and ran it. He's truly like one of my brothers. Like truly like beyond what a friend could ever be.
Hmm.
He's like my brother, like one of my actual brothers.
Yeah.
So like, you know, um it just felt good. It just felt good. I'm just glad that Mahio has allowed these people to be in my life today. And that's one of the great things about getting sober, and surrounding myself with people that love me. It's still, I'm not gonna lie, like it still feels new to me, but at the same time, it puts me in a great place.
I think it's
Don't go Nat.
easier for you now to be able to have the recognition of people that are wanting to be a part of your life and people that are actually showing you that love.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was kind of like, there's no way that this is possible. There's no way
Yeah.
that anybody's worried about me or anyone's caring about me, because I've gone through that same stuff, man. It's like, man, it's like I'm out here by myself. I'm out here doing all this, but we used to live very selfish lives, and everything that we were focused on was all about making, whether it was making ourselves better or it was about making ourselves feel better. And before we, got the knowledge that it takes more than a substance or something like that in order for us to truly grow and things like that. And so to recognize that you have that community now, to know that you have a brother like Craig, and um,
Brother like George,
yeah,
yeah.
and so to know that you have those people in your lives to show you that love, to be able to come and do things for you. And man, and it's crazy because sometimes it's like, man, these people were waiting,
Yeah.
you know and they were patient, and
Yeah.
they knew that you could be better, they knew that I could be better, and that now they can actually have that communication and that relationship with you,
Yeah.
and it just makes you stronger. And I think it's just crazy to think about that. Man, there was all these people out there that were worried and that were praying for me and doing these things, and now that they can actually come and communicate with you without the worry of any craziness that's going to happen or anything. Because it's like we used to say all the time, like everyone always knew, oh crap, here comes Barry, or like get yourself ready, Yeah, hide
I'm
hide
gonna tuck
hide
mine
your
in.
chains.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of that's just the way that people would look at us now. And now I think it's like, man, I can't wait for Barry to show up. I can't wait for Tour to show up,
Yeah.
because I want to have a conversation with those guys, because they're going to be able to share something with me to allow my recovery journey to be better, my life to be better, or my relationship with Mahalo to be better.
Hmm.
And I think that's good things right there, man. So
Good morning, Gene, Cassie, Stacy. Miss Sharon Beard,
Yeah. I'm trying.
Miss Oy, Mr. Oy.
Yeah.
Said Miss.
Miss
My bad.
Oy,
My
man.
bad.
Earl, come get him, man.
Man, I only have a quarter vision right now. I only have a quarter vision
Yeah.
because I did have half, only half. Now that's taken away. Now I only got a quarter vision. So knock it, brother Earl.
Yuck it. Sister Earl. Man.
Well, so yeah, I had a great weekend.
Clean your glasses.
uh,
I know.
OU had an amazing game, bro. I love that so much. As an OU fan, I needed that. I needed that. I loved it so much. I woke up the next morning and watched it again, and was still yelling around and
Acting like you didn't know it was
yeah,
going to
acting
happen.
like I didn't see it already.
Dang, get that guy.
Went and watched the movie Wicked with my kids. I mean, that was good. Just happy. Just had a great weekend. I had a great weekend. It was funny too because on the movie Wicked, there's Glinda, the Good Witch, and she keeps saying her name's Galinda. Well, they meet the Oz, and he calls her Belinda.
Nah, for real? That's hilarious. You have to record that. Go back with my phone.
That was the last thing I was expecting was him to say, "Oh, hey, Belinda." Like that was pretty funny. Yeah, I was the only
The
one.
only one. Your kids are like, "What in the world's going on?"
Yeah, that was funny. That was hilarious. But yeah, I had a great weekend. Thomas won.
Yeah.
Go Terriers. Thomas Terriers. Play Tallahena on the 6th. It's kind of crazy too because when they played against Hominy, I mean, you would think, natives are like the worst against other natives. I mean,
Yeah.
their quarterback number 1 came and like scratched my nephew's eyes. Like he has scratches on his face where the kid was putting his hands inside his helmet and scratching his eyes. Like, man, you hate to see that, but they prevailed. They won on to the next round. I just know that if we took an L, we wouldn't have to, resort to those kinds of things. But they're kids. They're kids. Good morning, Carrie. Gwynna. But yeah, it was a great weekend of football. My Raiders still lost. They ain't expected.
Going
Expected.
for that draft pick.
Yeah.
That was me yesterday, man, because I was watching the Dallas and the Washington game, and it was a close game, and
They
I was like, and
returned
then
that
they ended up,
kick.
yeah, and they ended up winning, and like I wanted to cheer, but at the same time, like y'all need to be freaking losing this because I want them to get a better draft pick, and I was like, oh, and my son was like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I don't know how to cheer right now because I'm trying to figure it out. Yep, and I don't even watch. It's hard for me to even try to watch the Oklahoma State games right now, so I just deal with it. I just look up to see how bad we lost.
Yeah.
So I think we ended up losing by a touchdown yesterday. I mean, on Saturday, but I'm just like, you know what? At least we scored like over 40 points. We ain't done that all year,
Yeah.
so that was
I think
good.
it's time for Gundy to go.
Yeah. Well, I'm a same opinion, so
But
we'll see what happens. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, props to OU. That was a really good game.
that was a
I
great
liked
game.
watching that game because
I
it's
mean,
kind of like even if it was like 24-3, you still just like, oh crap, it's still like you're still worried because it's Alabama and you're like,
yeah,
man, you
because they
don't know
missed
what's
that
gonna,
field goal. They dropped that
yeah,
touchdown in the end zone. Like,
you
and
don't
it's
know
like,
what's gonna happen.
here we go.
Yep. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
it was a good day of
it was
football.
great. Yeah, it was a great weekend, man. It was a great weekend. A lot of good things.
Oh yeah,
Well,
Packers won. Doe. Forgot you were as a Packers fan.
Doe.
But yeah, they even won. They beat San Francisco.
Okay. Okay.
It was a good day for the Packers. I'm not a Packers guy, but
Well, should we go ahead and jump into this reading?
still in fall meditations. Today is November 25th. Um, People and nations who understand the natural law are self governing, following the principles of love and respect that ensure freedom and peace. It comes from the traditional circle of elders of the Navajo and Hopi joint use area. The natural laws work hand in hand with the circle. Each part of a circle will look to the center and will see each part of a circle will look to the center and will see something different. For example, if you put an irregular shaped object in the center of a circle and you have people standing in a circle around the object, each one will describe it differently. Everyone in the circle will be right. Only by honoring and respecting everyone's input can the truth about the object be revealed. We need to learn to honor differences. My Creator, let me honor all differences. Has a lot of circles.
Yeah.
Threw me off. But yeah, I mean, pass it over to you, Mr. Botan.
Mado, Mado. You know what I came to mind what I can't even talk right now.
See.
What came to mind was, you know, the freedom and peace. To me, that's what stuck out the most about thinking about the differences but between, each other and the way we view things. I remember having a mind where I thought I was the smartest one. I thought that I knew it all. You couldn't tell me nothing. It wouldn't even be my way, and you couldn't even tell me. You know, uh, I had a one-track mind. You know, for sure, Mr. Rhodes. Uh, I remember just feeling like I was always right. And it's tough to be a know-it-all.
Like, you think
It's
you've
tough,
changed?
yeah.
'Cause I don't think that you've changed that much.
Well, now I can admit fault. Now I can admit whenever I'm wrong. You know,
Yeah.
which is very nah. I'm just kidding. But you know,
It hardly happens at all.
I've learned to be humble. I've learned that I've got to have an open mind. That's probably one of the biggest things about coming into recovery is the open mind. You got to realize that your way didn't work. When Barry was making all the decisions and Barry wanted every little aspect of his life to always win, I wanted that was one of the first things is realizing like, hey, I need help. My decisions are what got me to where I was at. And the last thing that I need to be doing is running something. You know, the
Amen.
last thing I need to be doing is acting like I know anything. When my first sponsor, Mr. Sam England, um, he said, open up your book, flip to the first page, and it's a blank page. He said, this is exactly what you know about recovery. You don't know, just all the ideals, all the thoughts that you have about what recovery is, just kick that out the way, get that out of the way because you don't have no idea about what it takes to stay sober. And I had to finally admit, like, damn, he's right. My way didn't work. My way is what got me to where I was at. So, when I think about the freedom and peace that I have in my life today, it took me realizing that that's called my will. When I feel like I know what's best, not only for me, but for everybody around me. You know, it's easy for me to sit back and shut up today. You know, I've there's been so much trial and error. You know, so many times where I failed, and I tried every which way to keep my addiction in my life. You know, there's a thing that they call whiskey and milk because that's how far you're willing to try every combination there is to keep alcohol and drugs in your life. That they talk about mixing whiskey and milk. I mean, there's so many different ways I tried to stay high and drunk. So whenever it comes to staying sober and clean, there's got to be so many different ways that I need to try that now. You know, what works for me may not work for the next person. So what I found is like this open mind that I got to have every day. I got to realize that Barry's way does not work. So what's the first thing that I do when I wake up is I ask the creator, Mahayot, the great mystery, to put his will into my life and allow me to stay clean and sober just for today. Just for today. You know, one day at a time. That's all I got to focus on is one day at a time. Maybe it might be 1 hour at a time. Maybe it might be 1 minute at a time. Maybe it needs to go second by second. But if I can be true to anything, it's that my way doesn't work. You know, that's where I found freedom. That's where I found peace, is realizing that the creator's way is the only thing that's been working in my life. And for that, I'm clean and I'm sober today. You know, and for that, I'm grateful, thankful, and appreciative. And beyond honored, you know, to be who I am today. You know, I don't feel like I'm anything special. I don't feel like I deserve this or I deserve that. Man, I'm just happy I woke up today. You know, I was on the wake up list today, and for that, I'm truly, truly blessed. You know, I get another opportunity to try to be a better person than I was yesterday, and that's all I can really do. You know, that's all I need is that opportunity, and I promise I'm gonna try. So setting my ideals, you know, me thinking that my way is the only way, I can easily put that to the side today and realize that there's something greater than me out there, and as long as I'm willing to give up my will, then there's a real good chance that I'm gonna stay clean and sober today. Muddo. That's what my granddaughter says. Muddo. So yeah.
Good words. Good words.
Oh, oh.
Mm,
Eat the
yeah,
tea. Eat the tea.
good words. But no, just to kind of elaborate a little more on how, it's funny that we kind of had a kind of conversation about this before we even started about the meditation, and it's to learn what love is, to learn what respect is. I think is part of the process that we go through, and once you start to understand um, that everyone's connected and it happens to be through a circle, and we're taught that we need to grow our forest when we're going through the 12 steps and things like that, and that everyone's connected through the roots of the trees, and I think that if you start to learn, like it says in the meditation today, the principles of love and respect, you start to grow in that freedom and peace that you were just talking about. And it's to be respectful of the love that you share, and for that the love that other people that share with you is part of that process. And I think that when you are going through the times to where, because there's always kind of like a stigma around people about people that are in recovery and or people that aren't in recovery, and the way that people are looking at each other, and that you have to be respectful of all that. You have to be respectful that everyone's going to have their opinion, whether you like their opinion or not. You have to be respectful of it, and to understand that even those that may go against what we have to say, you have to show them the love that we grow up and we wake up to be thankful for. Because it's like you said, you have to be thankful to wake up every day. You have to be thankful that there's people out there that are going to show you love. You have to be thankful that there's going to be people out there that are praying for you, um, that are showing the patience to be able to work with you and things like that. And so when it comes down to seeing how people are trying to, self-govern, as it says in the quote there, that love and respect is a big part of that process, and through that you're going to gain freedom and peace. And I think that to have real peace, you have to understand who you truly are. And I think that's um, why it's such a key part in the beginning process of 12 steps and the recovery journey, is you have to know who you are. Because I think for the longest time you run away from yourself, and then when you finally start to realize who you are, who you came from, and who you can be, I was like, then that's when you really try to find real peace. And once you've can grasp onto that, and once you can start sharing the love that you found and the peace that you found, then it kind of comes full circle, like our brother Isaac was just saying. So those are all key parts in our process. And I think to have the recognition of each key point and each key aspect is really helpful, and that we're able to start sharing that and figuring out where we are and who we need to share with and who needs it and things like that. So um, this meditation was good. I didn't think so much into it whenever I first read it. So it kind of goes, and it's just into almost every aspect of the journey that we're all on. So it's good. That's what I got to say.
Boom!
Boom! So
That was good. That was good. Differences, freedom and peace, love and respect. Those are the main words that stuck out to me in this morning meditation. So yeah, that was a good one. How to respect other differences. I mean,
yeah, and sometimes it's hard, man, because or throughout our lives we're all taught different things. And whether it's racist stuff, or whether it's you don't listen to this in school, or you have to be this way, or you have to be that way, and differences throughout life that that we're all brought up in. Man, I was like, that can drive people apart
yeah,
so
for sure.
much. And when I think back to it, and the way that we used to be, I would have never thought I'd be sitting on a couch with you sharing stuff the way that we are. And because
With
we
me.
we grew up in a totally
Yeah.
different environment, especially with you. No, but or with anybody else in general that's going through recovery. I never thought I'd be working in this field, despite how much it's affected my life. Um, it's never something I even halfway considered. So,
Most people don't. Most
and
people don't.
but so yeah, differences, man. It's key, and sometimes recognizing it is good, but respecting it, and understanding that not everyone's going to be the same. It's like, just because it worked for Barry doesn't mean it's going to work for Darian, and just because it worked for Darian doesn't mean it's going to work for Mingo, or however it is that we're talking about it. And everyone's going to have their own journey, and we have to respect how they walk through it.
Definitely.
So
Yeah, whatever's able to keep a person clean and sober, I mean, whether it's Allah, whether it's, Jesus, whether, to me, it doesn't matter. You got to respect everybody else's way,
Yeah.
and as long as it's able to keep them clean and sober, I'm all for it. I'm all for, celebrate recovery, NA. I mean, when I was in California, we went to so many different meetings. You go to Heroin's Anonymous, you go to Meth Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous. There was a Coda, codependency meeting, where I thought they was just talking about me. Like
They was.
you go to so many different meetings. It's like, whatever keeps a person clean and sober.
Yep.
I'm all for it. My way isn't the only way. And I just hope people at least attempt to give, put their will to the side and allow something greater than themselves to help them.
Yeah.
It ain't got to be God. It could be a door handle. I mean, it could be anything. I've seen people who, it was hard for them to say God. They just used the group as their higher power. They because the group held them accountable. So I mean, there's all kinds of different ways. Whatever helps a person. I promise you, I'm praying for that way to find you. And hopefully you can. I always like to say, maybe you can sit down and let the Creator do His job. So maybe we should jump into these announcements because I'll keep going and going. Y'all know I won't shut up. Y'all know I won't shut up. Go ahead, get this mic away from me.
I know. I know, dang guy.
Barely missed it. You can't see it on the screen.
Talkspace. Sign up for Talkspace. Talkspace Go. www.talkspace.com/CHATOR. Use the password restore to go into the organization for the organizational code. Sign up. It's free counseling, free mental health therapy, 2 video sessions a month, unlimited messaging. So you guys make sure you sign up. Share it with people. We want nothing more but to run out of space for that. So Talkspace. Make sure you sign up.
Stongo Oskinyecha.
Miss Bojo just walked in the door. So Barry's going to start acting right.
Yeah.
Let me put my boat up. Text TOUR to 888-580-4TOUR. That gives you all of our updates, what we do as a program and as a Gourd clan. So, it gives you all our meeting times, locations, all of the above. So shout out to Brand Logics. That's text TOUR to 888-580-4867. Mado.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Guy. Circle of Giving, December 7th. Give Miles ERC in Geary, Oklahoma. Come out. It's not really going to be a traditional benefit dance. We're getting together to try to help and support those children that are secondary victims of substance use. So if you guys have anybody you want to nominate, scan that code right there, send in the nomination forms. I know we've had several already and people have started sponsoring them already, so make sure you're doing that. We're going to have contests. If you come with a $10 donation or just $10 donation in itself, you'll be signed up for a raffle for TV or some bikes or a cedar box, I believe. Social
How many
dancing.
tickets will they get for a $10 donation?
This one.
But if they bring more than $10, like
Yeah.
20, I'd rather just bring the toy.
Yeah, we're
Makes it easier. Should be toy or $15 because they're gonna make us do extra work.
anyways.
Me,
Chili
I'd buy
cook-off.
two
I don't know if you
$5.
want to sign up for the chili cook-off because Barry says that there's no reason for anybody else to because he thinks he's going to win.
I probably won't even make it.
I know. He always talks crap and then he never does stuff.
Oh, I'll bring
Yeah, don't
I'm
worry.
blind. I'm blind.
Everyone always wants
Gonna
him to
pick
do
on the
everything.
blind guy.
You won't be blind come the 7th.
4 eyes against a quarter one.
You weren't blind enough to show your boat off on the camera
There's a camera.
or your knuckle. Anyways, you guys make sure that you sign up for that chili cook-off. Well, variety meetings. Go ahead, Mr. Pope.
Mondays here at 1950 South Shepherd at 7 o'clock. On Monday, we call them Mending Mondays. It's a White Bison Mending Broken Hearts talking circle that deals with grief. It helps you put grief, how to deal with it in a healthy way. If you're curious, if you are struggling, I promise that's where I get the most out of that group on Monday nights. And then Tuesday nights at 721 Frisco Ave in Clinton, Oklahoma, at the public library, they have a talking circle on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. And then on Thursday nights, December 5th, is that on Wednesdays? Oh, on Thursday nights, December 5th, in Weatherford, Oklahoma, at the Oxford House. What's the address to that? 810 East Cedar Avenue in Weatherford, Oklahoma. Is at the Oxford House, isn't it?
Yes.
At the Oxford House in Weatherford, Oklahoma on Thursday, December 5th, they're going to start having a talking circle. So I think that's huge for that community. And then also on Thursday nights here at 1950 South Shepherd in El Reno, we have our weekly talking circle that starts at 7 o'clock. The public's always welcome. And then on Friday nights here at 1950 South Shepherd in El Reno at 7 o'clock, we have a 12-step meeting that gets a little bit more in depth into the Wellbriety book. Most of our talking circles are led by Mr. David Levi, who is a facilitator with South Coast Behavioral. So shout out to Mr. Levi.
And then on December 12th, we're going to start having a youth group led by Miss Tatum Escott. Those are for ages 14 through 18. She's going to be starting to lead our youth and having their own talking circle. So
huge deal.
That's a big deal because we
Shout
have a lot that already come and are part of the circle. So now they'll have their own circle to be able to share with each other.
Yeah, that's huge.
Not till December 12th, though.
Shout out Miss Escott.
And we have the 5 golden antes that is coming up December 16th through the 20th. We're going to have speaker nights that entire week. So make sure you guys are putting aside some time to come and join us. That'll be here at 1950 South Shepherd here in El Reno. December 16th, Myth Cassandra Frazier will be here. On the 16th, on the 17th, Miss Tatum Escott, and Miss 18th, Miss Natalie Bojo will be here. 19th, Brittany Levi, and then the 20th, Miss Mona Condole will be here. So make sure you guys, we're setting up the menu. We'll have supper every night at 6. Speakers start at 7. We'll probably have to pull Natalie off at 8 so she doesn't go into the next day. So so we're looking forward to that. Make sure you guys set aside some time, come out and share with us. Of course, it'll be live streamed as well. So,
well, is that it?
That's it.
That's all we got. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate. Like, share, follow. Tell your mammy about us.
Yeah.
And we will be back tomorrow.
Follow us on YouTube.
I hope